Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aviana. This is Aviana's Ascension, and today we are doing a weekly reading to see what is coming your way for September 21st through the 27th. Okay, this is a reading for all signs, so just take what feels right for you. Let's get into it. So on the 21st, we do have a new moon in Virgo solar eclipse. So that to me is all about getting clear and getting organized, like little actions every day to help you go towards the life that you desire, the life that you want to create, letting go of distractions, excuses, fear, and really allowing yourself to just put yourself out there, even if you don't know exactly what you're going towards or how to get there, just doing little things every day to allow yourself to show up to just get that ball rolling. Last week, we did have a lot of energy where you were really focusing on yourself and just letting something go. And while I was shuffling, I did see the World card come out. So I feel like there's definitely something that's just like, okay, that's done, that's finished, we're moving on. So now it's like, okay, now that I have all this time and energy, what am I going to focus on? So let's see. Okay, bottom of the deck is your overall energy for the week. We have the High Priestess, the Seven of Pentacles, the Strength card, Temperance, the King of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the Fool card. Okay. All right. So there's definitely an energy of rebuilding with the Seven of Pentacles. You're planting seeds, being patient, waiting for them to grow and blossom. There's definitely a need to be patient and, just stay balanced and stay cool, calm, collected, focused on yourself, focus on what you want to grow. Because there's a lot that's going out, a lot that's coming in, and that can be intense for the nervous system, for the ego, the brain. So just allow yourself whatever little tricks you need to allow yourself to stay grounded and hopeful for the future. Okay, with the High Priestess, this is definitely a time to listen to your intuition, to trust yourself, especially with that solar eclipse coming up at the beginning of the week. So I could definitely see a lot of us doing meditations, different rituals, some shadow work to just help clear and welcome this new start. Because with the Fool, and I said the World card was already there, the Fool is the first major arcana, the World card is the last. So there's definitely a big shift, a big chapter closing, and a new beginning happening here. And with the Two of Pentacles, I definitely see you deciding to take your priorities into consideration. I think there's going to be a lot of reflection, a lot of change, a lot of, okay, that worked, that didn't work, this felt like too much. I feel like I need to give more to this. And again, it's the Two of Pentacles. It's not the Ten of Pentacles or a big decision having to be made. It's just about reflecting and deciding what do you want to bring into this new chapter and what doesn't make sense anymore. So let's see what's going on. All right. Messages for the collective for September 21st through September 27th, please and thank you. Okay. Okay. All right, so a lot of cards. We have the Hierophant, the Page of Wands, Seven of Wands, Nine of Pentacles here. Okay. Give myself plenty of room now. Nine of Pentacles. Okay, we also have the Moon and the Queen of Cups, the Chariot, the Seven of Cups, and the High Priestess. Okay. Okay. All right, so with the Hierophant, the Page of Wands, the Hierophant has been popping up a lot. It popped up in the last reading, and I believe the reading before that. The Hierophant does represent Taurus energy. And so there could be some news in regards to a connection, your marriage, a long-term commitment, or some sort of like traditional approach or some sort of like belief system that you have. I feel like there's definitely a shift going on. This could even be about the energy we've been talking about, having to walk away from something. So that person could be in communication with you, or there could be some sort of news coming in regards to how that's been unfolding. The Page of Wands is someone who is confident and likes to kind of go towards new beginnings. And this is like the messenger card. So I do feel like there's some sort of message, some sort of shift happening in regards to that. So let's see what's going on there. Okay. I think at the end of the day, you're focusing on yourself, though. We also have the Nine of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands here. So you're definitely being protective of your energy. And I think, again, like your peace, your happiness, that's what matters to you. And you're not going to compromise on that anymore. Okay, tell me more about the Hierophant and the Page of Wands. All right, we have the Six of Swords and the Eight of Wands. So I definitely see some sort of forward movement happening in this situation. There could be some sort of communication coming through, but at the end of the day, you're choosing to move forward and not go backwards. I think that you're really focused on protecting yourself. If there are children involved, like you want them to be safe and them to be in a healthy environment. So no matter what conclusions or messages this person has for you or what comes about, I see you really focusing on yourself and like not going backwards. Okay. I want to know more about the Hierophant itself, though. Yeah, you're just really protecting your energy. Like that's the main thing. Tell me more about the Hierophant. Okay. Yeah, this definitely involves the Lovers, the King of Pentacles. This involves a relationship of some sort. This doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but just someone that you were really close to. There was a strong emotional bond, maybe a lot of memories, a lot of time spent together. And with the King of Pentacles, this is someone who very much like when you were together, they felt on top of the world. They felt very secure, very stable. This could be somebody that also felt like they gave a lot to you. And maybe that's where some of this resentment is coming from. But yeah, this is interesting. Okay. So we also have the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords. So whoever is the opposing person in this, whoever is the Hierophant in your story, whether it's you or another person, the Hierophant energy is very anxious, very much overthinking, feeling stuck, feeling stagnant, not feeling like the King of Pentacles right now, which is probably why they might be coming in with some sort of an apology or some sort of message. Like I feel like they're realizing that they've really dug themselves a hole here, and maybe they painted you as a bad guy or whatever, but in reality they were using their resources and their status to kind of put you down. And I feel like that didn't work how they thought. So now they're like feeling really bad about themselves. And, you know, if you want to receive that apology, that's great. If you don't need it, that's okay too. That's on you to decide what you want to do with it. Yeah. We have the Six of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Seven of Swords. So yeah, I feel like this person recognizes what they did wrong in this situation. And it doesn't mean that you guys are meant to be friends or in a relationship forever, but that also doesn't mean how they approached it was appropriate. And I think they're really feeling that now. Okay. With the Seven of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, like I said earlier, I just feel like you're thriving and you're focusing on you. And again, the apology is great, but that doesn't mean we're going to get back together. It doesn't mean we need to be in each other's space, because I still need to protect my energy. I feel like that's what time you're on. So that's fierce. Tell me more about the Seven of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. Okay, let's see here. Okay, we have the Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and the Sun card. Okay, so with these two pages, there's definitely a new journey, a new embarkment that you're wanting to go on. There could be some hesitation, maybe some doubts, some questioning, or maybe you're just making plans right now. I don't think that you've made any moves yet, but I think you're ready to just welcome this new chapter and welcome this new life for yourself. But with the pages, that does represent someone who may not be as experienced or as knowledgeable. This could also represent children. So maybe a big part of you protecting the energy is like, maybe you have kids or there's children involved in some way. And so you're just like, I need to protect my energy and protect their space too, because this is just too chaotic for anyone to be around. And if it's more of the energy of like, this is a new chapter, I may not know what I'm going to do or how this unfolds, but I'm going to go towards it. I think that's good. We're meant to leave comfort zones and be in positions where we're not sure what's going to happen, but that's how you learn and that's how you grow. So embody it. Because you got the Ace of Pentacles, the Sun card, could be dealing with a Leo here. But yeah, you're just focusing on your happiness. You want to have this new beginning and you want it to have a secure and solid foundation for yourself, for anyone else involved. And I just see that you're not willing to compromise that and you're not going to allow any other distractions to pull focus right now because you have a new chapter. Like I was saying, that new moon solar eclipse is starting. So I definitely see you planting seeds, focusing, and just, chipping away one day at a time to create that beautiful life for yourself. I like that. Okay, so we do have the moon and the Queen of Cups here. So there is like some confusion, uncertainty, maybe illusions happening within your inner world. Maybe somebody or maybe you are kind of playing on your emotions. Like I feel like the emotional aspect of this is getting really real. When you're focused on moving forward, getting out of a situation, regrowing, that can be a good distraction. But I think that the reality of it is setting in. And with the Queen of Cups, I do like that because she's a queen. So she is very good at navigating her emotions and exploring her inner world. So I think you have what you need to be able to handle this stage of this process, but it doesn't mean it's not hard or it's not confusing. So let's see what's going on. Could be dealing with a Pisces or a Cancer. Tell me more about the moon and the Queen of Cups. The Hanged Man wanted to flip out, but it didn't. Yeah, we have the Seven of Swords, Eight of Cups, Four of Cups. Yeah. I mean, I just think that like the hurt of it all is really hitting you right now. Okay. Like just feeling very betrayed, just the fact that you had to walk away from a situation. And, this is a very beautiful, transformative time for you. But again, it doesn't mean it's not hard, right? If it were easy, everyone would do it. And most people don't do this work, right? So give yourself grace, give yourself compassion, do some extra self-care and nurturing right now because you need it. There's been some disappointment, some heartbreak, things panning out how you did not expect them to. You're allowed to need time to adjust. You're allowed to need time to feel that, to mourn, So don't try to intellectualize your way out of this part of it because emotions and feelings, if they don't flow, if we don't honor them, they're going to get stuck in your body. That's why a lot of people experience hip pain and tightness in their shoulders and their neck. That's because our body stores our emotions when we don't let them flow. So allow this to flow. Allow yourself to scream and be upset. Punch a pillow if you need to. Go to one of those like break rooms and just break a bunch of stuff. Whatever you got to do to let this out, okay? Because that overall it is a beautiful blessing and it's what's best for you, this other person, everyone involved. But again, it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt, Yeah. It's just time to sit with that shadow and sit with that energy and just hold space for it and honor it because that's an important part of this. All right, we do have the Chariot and the Seven of Cups, again with the Cancer energy. So I do think this is a big thing that's impacting like your home, your heart space, and the family. So yeah, when it comes to moving forward, I'm not sure if you're stagnant or not, because the Seven of Cups talks about confusion. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of potential possibilities. and being unsure which one to choose. But the Chariot talks about taking action, feeling confident to move forward. So it could be an energy of like you don't know where you're going, but you're going, or you're feeling stuck because you're just not sure what to do or who to trust or what avenue to take. So let's see. Tell me more about the Chariot and the Seven of Cups. I'm hearing Take One Step at a Time by Jordan Sparks. Okay, we have the Fool, we have the Magician. 1, 2, and then 0, 1. And then we have the High Priestess here that came out earlier. So it's like 0, 1, 2. So take one step at a time. That's going to be your guidance for this moment right here. Okay. Because look, I feel like this is the space you're at, like there's a lot you've let go of. You're trying to be optimistic. You're trying to have faith, but it's still a very scary and confusing time. But then you're going to upgrade to the Magician. You're going to know what to do with this energy and what to do with yourself and how to use your own energy and things around you to help propel you towards the life and the experiences that you want to have. With the Hermit here, and this is Virgo energy. So again, that new moon in Virgo, solar eclipse, get into it. I've done a reading for it. I'll share it at the end of the video, but definitely check it out if you haven't. But with the Hermit, it's just time to trust yourself. Okay, this is somebody who is going to go within for that guidance and listen to their intuition. And again, you have the High Priestess here. Both these cards talk about intuition and trusting yourself. So whatever makes your heart full, whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you feel connected to your true self and vulnerable and authentic in a beautiful way, that's what you need to go towards. And maybe a part of this process is scary because it does require vulnerability. And this has been a very vulnerable situation for the past few weeks. So that can feel like an unsafe place to be when it hasn't been for a while. But trust yourself right now and trust that the universe has your back because it does. Okay, we do have the Two of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles. So there could be some new love coming through here, okay? This could also be just your loved ones, your family really rallying around you to support you. And that can be your chosen family or your blood family, right? But I do see some new connections coming through, some deepening of current connections and just really feeling supported and loved. Okay, so allow your loved ones to help you and support you at this time. Of course, you do have all the answers within you, but if you need to be reminded of that or you need, some validation or support, there's nothing wrong with asking for that, okay? Tell me more about the Two of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. All right. So we have the Emperor, the Ten of Cups, and there's the Hanged Man that was wanting to pop out. So definitely an energy where you need to surrender and just allow things to unfold. But I do see a new, love offer coming through here. And this is someone who is very secure, very confident, someone who is a supporter, a provider, and is happy to have that role, right? That other person was a King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is fierce, but the Emperor is fiercer. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like there's going to be some beautiful things coming through for you, for sure, after this rough ending. So that's good. We're turning things around. I like that. All right. Last card here is the High Priestess. So that's you tapping into your intuition, doing some shadow work. There could be certain things being revealed to you in maybe more of a metaphysical way, like through your dreams or maybe even through a reading, something like that. So let's see what's going on. Tell me more about the High Priestess. So, Two of Wands, Three of Pentacles. Sometimes my wrists hurt. Okay. Two of Wands, Three of Pentacles, beautiful. So again, you can trust yourself. But when it comes to deciding which way to go or how to rebuild from this, there is definitely some confusion. So allow yourself to lean on people that you trust. Teamwork makes the dream work. No one does anything in all of it by themselves. That's why we have community and village. It's because we need one another. So allow yourself to lean on other people and let them guide you and offer their support and their advice. And at the end of the day, the choice is yours to make. So know that if someone tells you something that you don't like or you don't resonate with, that's okay. You know, that's why I tell you guys, hey, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. That's why we have free will. You can do that, you know? So know that whatever anyone tells you, it's not like written in stone. You don't have to totally abide by it. But if you are feeling stuck, and that makes sense because there's been a lot you've gone through, lean on people. Okay. But know that the path is going to get clearer the more that you're on it. So allow yourself to commit to those daily practices, doing one thing a day to help get you where you want to be, and let that be the case. Okay. All right. We are going to close it out with an oracle message. If this resonated, let me know with a like, a comment. Definitely subscribe. Share the video with a friend if you would like. All of that helps the channel grow. Ooh, we got 2 cards. Okay, so we have perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. And self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Absolutely. So this theme for this week is believe in yourself. Trust yourself. Know that you have the capability to go towards whatever it is you want to go towards. If you stay focused, if you stay motivated, it'll happen. You know what I mean? And that can look like committing to a whole 30-day plan or just doing one thing a day to show up for yourself, whatever that means for you. Okay? You've got this. I love it. All right, that's your reading. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys would like more from me, I do have all my social media down below. I also have my website. You can sign up for my newsletter on my website. It's a great way to get the guidance directly to you. And if you would like, some more spiritual little nuggets along with the readings, sign up for the newsletter. Okay. And if you want a personal reading, go to the website. You can book on there. And I also do soul alchemy ceremonies. Love them. That's where we help turn your pain, your trauma, your limiting beliefs into power and faith and hope. So if you need some of that, you know where to find me. All right. You guys have a great week. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.